I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about if I go no contact, will they think I don't care? Well, the answer to that is yes, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Just kidding. Alright, so this is a tough one. Yeah, this is a tough topic, tough situation, because I know a lot of you guys wrestle with the idea of going no contact. Do you do it? Do you don't do it? It's tough. I know that. Every situation is different. Every breakup is different. And believe me, you see the crazy amount of spectrum that I see every day. I know you're scared. And you're afraid that they're going to think you don't care about them anymore. Well, it's tough to nail this one down to a specific answer. So I would say that generally, if somebody has broken up with you and they ended the relationship, and maybe you told them that you wanted to work it out, or maybe you had reached out a few times and they had ignored you, if that was the case, then you're pretty clear, or in the clear, that you don't have to continue reaching out, right? They ended the relationship, you made an attempt to contact them, they ignored you, okay? So if you're in that kind of situation, then generally you do not need to worry about if they think you care, okay? Sometimes you could have a partner that's going through some emotional turmoil. Something could be going on within them or in their life, and that could be the reason that they ended the relationship. And as you could see, it can be a real struggle. Like, well, they're going through something, and I don't want them to feel like I'm abandoning them. So it's a difficult decision, and you have to use your best judgment, or obviously work with me, and we'll talk about it. We'll look at all the different aspects and angles and come to a decision together on how to handle that, okay? And obviously, go to my website, askcraig.net, to sign up for a coaching. I do email coaching, and I do Skype coaching. Sometimes I get questions that are so ridiculous I just can't even, okay? I saw somebody messaged on my one of my YouTube videos, how do I get in touch with you? It's a very long and difficult situation. How do you get in touch with me? What do you mean, how do you get in touch with me? Can I make it any easier for you guys to get the help that you need, right? The website, askcraig.net, that's me. You ask me. You go to the website. You at the beginning of the video, it shows. At the end of the video, it shows. On the bottom of the video, it says, askcraig.net. Right? How do you not know how to get in touch with me? It cannot be any easier. Sometimes you guys really just, you put me through the ringer. You don't even know. Behind the scenes, you don't know the stuff that goes behind the scenes. You just get to see these lovely little videos every day where you do coaching with me. But I am telling you what, people. I got an email today from a couple that's in their mid-30s. They dated for 2 years, okay? Now, the interesting thing about this couple is they've known each other since elementary school. Crazy, right? You don't hear too many people dating that have known each other since elementary school. Very cool, huh? So, I asked him about the situation. He said that his partner, his ex, is very anxious and needy, and that she had started being depressed since her mom passed away last year. Now, anytime you're dealing with the death of a parent, you are looking at the possibility of a real internal struggle. There's something about it that brings up tons of unresolved grief and trauma from the past, and it's a very difficult time. And if you haven't lost a parent yet, you never forget it. And whenever it happened, it will come up. In other words, my mom passed away in November, and every time around that time, it comes up. Now, I'm conscious and aware of it because obviously I have dealt with my issues, going to therapy for years, twice a week at points to really learn this stuff. And so I'm very aware of it. But many people are not. And many people live unconsciously and they ignore these things. Maybe they had a child pass away and all of a sudden they start to have all this grief come out of nowhere, seemingly. Well, it could be unresolved trauma. And in this situation, you had a mom that passed away. That could definitely trigger some issues if it wasn't dealt with and talked about. Okay? He said, she started creating arguments with me when everything was going fine. Could be that she needed some distance. She couldn't handle that closeness. She started pushing you away. A lot of times, people that are unaware of what's going on internally do things unconsciously. Instead of saying, I need a little space, they sabotage things. Okay? She turned from being needy to being cold and closed off from me. Yeah, that is... Oh, man, I tell you what. I see this a lot. And I don't know if it's from men as often as women, but women just, when they are done, they are just, that's it. I remember going to Margaret years ago, and with my ex that I've talked about, it literally felt like if love was water flowing from the faucet, she turned it off and not another drop came out of it. That's what it felt like. So you can imagine, and many of you guys may be in this situation, it literally just feels like they're just completely cut off. I don't know if women just do it unconsciously so they don't give a guy any kind of mixed signals. They just want to cut and dry. But boy, if you see that indifference, it is not a good sign. There are a lot of things that I'd much rather see than indifference. I'd rather have an ex scream at me that she hated me than see indifference. Because if you see indifference, it's really, really tough. Because if somebody doesn't care, they don't care. So, he said that in the beginning of January, she told me she didn't want any contact from me and would not respond in the future. Brutal. Brutal. I mean, God, that is just really tough. I mean, just to say, don't contact me, because if you do, I'm not going to respond. Can you at least act like a human being to me? I mean, we don't have to be together, but what if I needed to ask you about something? You literally would just be like that? I mean, that's rough. I really have some empathy for that. She unfriended all of my family members on Facebook that I have contact with, but not the ones that I don't. So she really put some thought into that. Yep, he talks to her. No, she's gone. She really, really went through that time and effort. She also left pictures of her and my nephew up from a trip last summer, but deleted all posts pertaining to me. This woman sounds angry, right? I know this sounds childish, but as you know, social media is given more emphasis than it should nowadays. Well, yeah, she really did cut you off, and it is harsh, right? At first, I did not ask, not beg, for her to reconsider. 3 weeks later, I emailed her and said I had understood she was having a difficult time and she had to deal with things in her own way in her own time. I told her that I wanted her to be happy, and if me not being around helped, I was okay with that. I have not contacted her since. Well, that's not something that I would normally recommend to do, but it's not a horrible thing to have said that. And it's like you let her know that you were being understanding. So, I wouldn't certainly go around recommending that for anybody, but I can't say that it was a horrible thing to do. Okay? Alright, so let me move on here. Let me scroll past a little bit of this. He said, this is where he mentioned they've known each other since elementary school. They have family and friends that have been friends for a long time. They actually had a first kiss together in high school, but they never officially dated. They lost touch. She got married, and her husband passed away, and he reached out to her on social media, and they started dating. I guess she admitted that she had a crush on him since they were in elementary school, but she was too scared to reach out. He said it was a little rocky, as I could tell she was a very anxious person and overly needy, getting upset quickly. Well, you know what I've explained about that. Anxiety causes people to go into primal panic, which then gets them to become very selfish and self-absorbed. They start being angry, controlling, manipulative, lashing out, etc., etc. I assume this is from the loss of her husband and childhood. Yes, because she must have had a difficult childhood too. Her mom had been diagnosed with cancer. I stuck beside her throughout. We were engaged. Her mom was very fond of me, and before her mom got really sick, we had a talk where she said she knew she was dying and worried that after she was gone, because she has a habit of pushing people away. So mom knew that this is what her daughter did, and she kind of warned him, but you tried, I know you promised mom, and you have a lot of guilt, like you really should be there for her, but, there's only so much you could do if people keep pushing you away and ignoring you. Alright. About 3 months after mom passed away, she started getting depressed. It got to the point where we couldn't spend 2 days together without her starting fights. See, I think she was subconsciously sabotaging this relationship. Everything I said or did was wrong. Everything I didn't say or do was wrong. They had a fight on Thanksgiving, and he finally blew up because he couldn't take it anymore. He said that she needed to take responsibility for her actions and get help, and that he couldn't be with her. So, they discussed getting the help, but it never happened. Then, in January, she said, next time I make a demand on someone, be ready to back it up, because she wanted no more contact. She is really angry. But why? It doesn't seem, based on what you've told me, that you did anything to deserve that anger. So it seems out of proportion or displaced. It does not seem like you mistreated her, or I don't, based on what you told me, I don't see why she's so angry at you. So I don't think it really is about you. Maybe she's still hurting because mom passed away. Maybe there's other things. I mean, now she lost her mom and she lost her husband, her ex-husband, who passed away. So maybe she's terrified of losing people that are close to her, so she just decided, well, I'm going to lose people anyway. I might as well push them away because they're not going to be here for me anyway. Sometimes people do stuff like that. Alright. My question is 2 parts. I know that more is going on than just a breakup. My first concern for her is, what do I do? Do I maintain no contact as if it was any other situation, or do I occasionally reach out and let her know I'm there? Well, I know you care about her and you want to be there for her, but she is telling you, don't reach out. She doesn't want to talk to you. She's pushing you away. She's lashing out at you. So I would say, while I do think it's great that you have her interest in mind, you have to put yourself first. You do. And you're putting yourself in a situation where somebody's going to be hurtful and mean to you, and that's not okay. You've got to look out for that. And you've got to respect yourself, because if you don't, she's not going to respect you. And nobody will love somebody else that they don't respect. So you have to think about that. So you have to say, listen, I would love to be there for you. I care about you. I love our relationship. I love the time we've had together. But you're not treating me in a way that I deserve to be treated. And I understand you're having a hard time emotionally. So you'll, get back with me if you want me in your life and you're ready to, talk to me like an adult and treat me well. But, I'm sorry, I have to go off and do my own thing because you're not treating me well. And, I know you're hurting, but you have to treat me better than this. So I would say you kind of already let her know you were going to be there for her. You don't need to do it again. She knows that you're there for you. She knows that you're waiting for her. And maybe on some level she does appreciate that. But you've got to protect yourself. Okay? And, if she comes around, then let her, have a sit down, try and talk to her like an adult and see if you can work things out. But you can't keep chasing after somebody who's not interested. And they literally are telling you, no, I'm not going to respond. As much as it sucks, and it really does, sometimes that is what you're having to deal with in a breakup or a situation like this. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. If you liked the video, put a like on there because I do appreciate that. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.